Hi everyone, welcome to fourth episode of Zoom with New Age Leaders. This is a series of interviews with young leaders who are presently shaping our future. With each episode, we touch upon different aspects of leadership, management, and society. I'm your host Abhinav Daharwal, an MBA graduate from IIM Bangalore, and I'm currently a fashion retail manager. By passion, I love to tell stories through my blogs, YouTube channels, and Toastmaster speeches. Tariq pe Tariq. That's what comes to my mind when I think about a lawyer. Most of us would have seen a courtroom only in movies, and that's a good thing. However, there is another aspect to it, the one which is shown in modern series like Boston Legal and Suits. These made me question, how does one become a corporate lawyer? What are their roles and responsibilities like? And what are the other kinds of law? Today, I have the privilege of interviewing two lawyers who are working with big names in the industry and are humble enough to share their experience with us on this platform. Nimisha Daharwal, a GNLU graduate, is working with Reliance Industry for past 10 years as legal manager, while Srijit Nair has had it all. He started working as a legal associate with a law firm, later practicing in law as a litigation lawyer, and now he is the legal head for a Dubai based company, Flamingo International. So let's welcome our guest. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule and welcome to episode 4 of Zoom with New Age Leaders. So before I start with my interview, why don't you guys share a typical day in a corporate lawyer's life? What is it that you do and what are your roles and responsibilities like?
Thank you for having us, Abhinav.
Thank you.
The, See, most companies, especially the big companies, they have their in-house legal departments. Legal is a support function.
Mm-hmm.
So, work of an in-house legal counsel will depend on the nature of business that your company is engaged in. You'll be drafting a lot of contracts. Now, the kind of contracts will again depend upon your company's profile at that point of time. It might be doing a joint venture or a merger or an IPO. It might be procuring goods or selling them or doing everything at the same time. Your work will also majorly involve dealing with bulky documents, litigation arbitration documents, uh, preparing drafts, doing legal research, dealing with various law firms and advocates. Most legal counsels they need to travel as well. Might be local or international travel. Might be for briefing counsels or attending court and arbitration proceedings.
Just to add to this, you will also find yourself as an in-house legal counsel, like negotiating the contracts with clients, contractors, landlords, and your legal opinion will be sought on various issues because a big part of your job is also to help in avoiding future legal hassles of a company. So a major part of being an in-house counsel is to understand the business of your company and be in sync with the management. So the company has various functions and they work all together. So the job of in-house legal counsel is to understand everything and work along with every department of the company. So as part of our job, we are also involved in attending management meetings, discussing updates, sending, analyzing the risk, and deciding and advising on strategies to avoid litigation and legal hassles of future.
Oh wow, that's I think a lot of terminologies which I'm not very used to. So let me start with the basics. So can you define or describe the profession of law for us? And I'm sure there would be a lot of specialization. So how do one decide like where to go and what kind of law to practice going forward?
Legal profession is very diverse and flexible. You can choose a legal field as per your liking and as per your skills. For instance, with a legal degree, you can choose to litigate before courts. You can become a judge. You can get a corporate job or work in a law firm. You can also work in banks, NGOs, LPUs, that are legal process outsourcing companies. If it is your calling, you can become a law professor, legal author, open a think tank. Uh,
Wow.
so after getting bachelor degree, you also have an option of doing masters, MBA degree, and civil services. They are also very popular options.
Wow.
And legal profession offers a very diverse option, as Nimisha pointed out. So, in order to excel in this field, you need to choose the path as per your calling. Like, let's talk about litigation, for instance. It is one of the most difficult yet the most rewarding field in this profession. So, for a first generation lawyer who has no
Mm-hmm.
background, whose family is not into this legal profession, it would take that person years to establish himself or herself as a successful litigating lawyer, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
comes the role of an in-house legal counsel. When you work as an in-house legal counsel, you will have more stability in the job, and you can have a work-life balance, you know, while working in a company as an in-house. Then comes the law firms. Law firms are extremely demanding, but it will up your learning curve a lot, and at the same time, it is very rewarding financially. So it is really about choosing what works for you once you enter this profession.
Wow. So, like you mentioned, so it's a very diverse landscape. But just to put things into perspective, how do we start? Like, I'm sure it starts with the LLB degree. Just to throw some more light on these, like, what are the top colleges in India? What are the who's who of the industry? Which are the law firms you spoke about?
See, you can obtain law degree in two ways. One is
Mhm.
in India, various institutes offer the 3-year law degree program. That is, once you complete your graduation, you can, anyone can enroll for a law degree, 3 years law schools. But if you're talking about the cream, the national law schools come in here. These are the IITs, like IITs and IIMs of law in India. National law universities offer 5-year integrated law degree program. So once you pass out from the 12th, you can directly get admitted to a national law universities in India. There are in fact 22 law schools, national law schools in India, and
Mhm.
in order to get admission into these premier institutes, you need to appear in common law admission test, which is conducted by the consortium of these 222 national law schools. And it is very competitive examination. There are about 1.1 lakh to 1.2 lakh aspirants appear in this exam every year. So it becomes extremely competitive. So the law students aspire to get in the top premier institutes. The if you ask me which are the top premier institutes, that the first name would be of National Law School of India University. It's in Bangalore. It's called NLSIU Bangalore. Then
Okay.
thereafter, colleges like NUJS Kolkata, Nalsar Hyderabad, NLU Bhopal, all these national law universities come in. Thereafter, there are other premier institutes, national law universities like GNLU Gandhinagar, HNLU Raipur, NLU Jodhpur, NLU Delhi, and all these institutes follow. So now, to answer your question on the premier law school, premier law firms in India,
Mhm.
that would be Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, Shadul Amarchand Mangaldas, AZB and Partners, Ketan and Company, and Trileader.
While we are on that topic, like when you compare the CLAT with the engineering and MBA, so I wanted to ask you one question. Earlier, like when we were kids, we used to be like it's either a person will become an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer. So presently, do you feel that the profession of law has lost its sheen? What is your thought on that? And what are the challenges of being a lawyer?
See, for the longest time, when people thought of legal professions, they pictured a criminal lawyer in a typical court scene in Bollywood movie, where the
Correct.
judge says order, order. The reality is
Exactly.
different. It's glamorous. It is very flexible, diverse. It pays very well, and it gives plenty of growth opportunity. So
Mm-hmm.
it's your contemplate, but law has actually emerged as one of the most lucrative career options now.
So, having said that, what made you choose this profession? And if you can tell me like two or three aptitude or skill set which is required for being a good lawyer, as per you.
Sure. Why I chose law was because I found law to be a very rational and logical field.
Yeah.
There's no rocket science. It is growing, living subject. Law
Mm-hmm.
changes and adapts itself with time. Good pay and versatile fields they don't provide. The secret source of it would be this profession can be very demanding. So to grow, you must be willing to put in the hard work and time it requires. Since it is ever changing, you also need to keep up with it. You would also
Update
require,
yourself.
yeah,
Update.
absolutely update yourself. You would also require good drafting skills, negotiation skills, oratory skills, and definitely a knack for problem solving.
Um, that's a lot, I would say. Lastly, I want to ask you, could you share any insider story? Like, because we have only seen the courtroom from in the movies, and gladly so. But if you have any anecdotes to share with us, you felt proud of yourself as a lawyer.
I guess the proudest moment of any lawyer would be winning a case.
Yeah.
Like for me, it was when I worked on my first case ever and we won it. I was part of a law firm at the time and we were working for Red Bull. So we received appreciation from their Austria's head office, which was cherry on the cake.
If you ask me, for me, when I was practicing in as an advocate in the High Court, I was able to obtain a stay from the High Court, which kind of saved the livelihood of a group of shopkeepers who were my client, and it prevented their shops from being demolished by the local authority. See, a lot of time, also you get approached by various people asking for random legal advice from you. My friends would come in, family members would come in, and ask for your advice, ask you to draft out a letter, leave notice. So, what I really like about this thing, this profession, is that I am able to help them and use my professional knowledge productively in
Mm-hmm.
everyday life as well. So
Wow.
this field gives you that opportunity, and people kind of respect you for that, and they look up to you if any legal trouble comes in. If you have some, this profession is kind of considered to be a complex thing, So it people kind of rely on you, depend on you, approach you for seeking advice.
Like you said, it's a rational and very logical profession, and very very advantageous to have to know someone who has this background. I can visualize and I can relate to your experiences when you said that you won a case for a good. All the shopkeepers were able to save their livelihood. So that's something very noble and very very insightful. So thank you for giving me this interview. I'm sure after viewing this interview, the people will, all the aspirants will look towards law profession in different light. I'm sure I will do that, and I want all my viewers to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more such insightful videos. Thank you.